Hey guys, this is Ty of Tychem.
And this is Ashley Miller, founder of Koi3.
And this is
Series of
Conversations.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 3 of season 3.
Yeah, we getting it in. What month is this? This is
March.
It's already March, child.
It is Women's History Month.
Ooh,
it is.
Ooh.
So it's Women's History Month, and we, it's just been going. It's 2021, and we are just blessed. I'll just say it like that.
Facts. I'm excited to, even though we're gonna bring in our hosts, those who are watching us on YouTube, because now we done got into the visuals too. We'll introduce him in a second, but I'm definitely excited for this month. Ty, I went into fast mode again. I was gonna tell you about it. We're gonna go back to the alcohol life. We're gonna fast. So we're gonna do some things for the month of March. I feel like it's like this month, the Women's Month. We in here, we strong, we independent, girl. We're gonna see how it goes.
I was gonna say I'll fast with you, but I haven't drank alcohol since like God knows when. So
that's what happens when you're living in Miami now, child. It's a situation.
But yes, we have such an amazing guest today. And honestly, like this was something that we wanted to kind of, fit in the new year. Still the new year, guys. We're 3 podcasts in, so our podcast is definitely still in the new year space. But we want to kind of, introduce you guys to you guys already know about fitness, but we have such an amazing topic today, as well as such an amazing guest that we would love to feature today. So, Ashley, should I go and start with the topic?
Yeah, girl.
Okay.
It's your guy, Hey, go on and introduce them.
So today's topic of conversation is fitness is more than ... Just the emphasis. But fitness is more than, and you could fill in the blanks. But today we have Zahai Swanson on our podcast, and I will just allow him to introduce himself.
Wow. First and foremost, thank you for having me. I love the whole women empowerment energy I'm feeling.
Yes.
That's the way to go. So shout out to that, especially. So wow. I know Corona pandemic life. We're approaching pretty much a year with this, and so many people have either found a new routine in regards to living the overall fitness lifestyle, or kind of lost their routine of living the overall healthy lifestyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, like, how do you, one, balance the new normal and continue to progress, right?
Yeah.
Before we get into that deepness, tell us a little bit about just what fitness has been for you. I mean, we're gonna go into now. You do a plethora of stuff. I can't even go down the list. You're an amazing creative, as well as you've decided that the fitness journey is something that you want to take on more seriously and even have clients on. So how did you get from, I guess, the work life to now understanding that health is something not even just for yourself, but something you wanted to start to be more advanced in and bring in the clientele for you as well?
Got it. Great questions. I think for me, it all started with, as a youth, as a teen, I come from a Southern background on my mom's side, where they like to throw down. They love the Southern hospitality, the good foods, the real soul food. Yeah, soul food, right? And the thing is, with that soul food, especially in our communities, it's so so broad that we don't realize that there are other alternatives. So for me, it's kind of like I grew up in this routine, right? And to the point where I wasn't conscious of like how much weight I was gaining. I always been a big guy, right? I'm 6'5". I've always been a big guy, and I wore my weight well, but it got to a point where I was like 326 pounds at the age of 13.
Wow.
Right. And I'll never forget that day. My friends and I at the time, we went to the local Rite Aid, and everyone hopped on the scale, and I saw that number 326. I'm like, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe because I wasn't aware of like what that felt like. It was my norm. It was my normal. So
Mm.
during that period of time, I knew it was time for a change. I knew how being overweight played a part with my mental. Right. I'm at a period now, and in freshman year of high school, well, going to high school, I'm interested in girls. I want to I want to look good, feel good. And that sparked the transformation where I wanted to change for the better. And what really kind of set the trigger off was a conversation with my dad. And if you're African, you know how strict the culture and the parents can be and how
Mm.
blunt they can be.
They
And
would.
my dad was simply put, they would tell you, right? No regard for your feelings. My dad was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you're gonna die, right? Like, and like, I'm a person, I'm a Capricorn, right? And you tell us
Woohoo.
we can't do something, we want to prove you wrong. So I made it my number one goal, my number one mission to become a better version of myself.
Mm.
And I credit um first the first things first is having water,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes,
Water
for
is
the
my
water
best friend.
jug.
Right, for the water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because water allows the body to naturally detox. So once I started implementing more water, I had more energy. And that year, that summer, I had like um no summer school or nothing like that. So I just played basketball every day,
Mm.
like literally every day, drenched
Wow.
in sweat. And by the time freshman year came, like people were telling me like, hey, like lost a lot of weight, you look different, and then confidence started sparking and all that stuff. And I just decided to um keep it up, and it became a part of me, you know.
That's so amazing. And I saw that you like kind of chimed into like the way it even made you feel. Like confidence is one thing, but were there other benefits that came out of you working out more? And also like, I think at that point you had got like you saw some of the benefits. What were some of the continuous benefits that you saw throughout your life that you got from working out?
um the continuous benefits would definitely be the teaching of discipline, right?
Mm.
Discipline and patience. Because I feel like the misconception that a lot of people have today is they want fast results,
Yeah.
right? And everyone wants the quick thing. That's why, for instance, that's why Uber is so like popular now, because it gets you to your destination quickly, right?
Yeah.
No one wants to wait. But in regards to fitness, exactly, you have to have patience with yourself and understand that you may not see the results that you want to see right away, but
Mhm.
guaranteed if you start implementing those steps, they will start to come. And this
Mhm.
reminds me of one of my favorite Will Smith quotes, right? I love Will Smith. And he talks about how we shouldn't start out attempting to build the brick house, right? However, what we should do is each day lay down a single brick as perfectly as we can, and eventually we'll have our brick house.
Mm.
And that understanding, when I applied it to fitness, helped change my life because it taught me discipline and patience.
I
Love
love
it.
that. I was just thinking too, because obviously I stalked the Instagram. I had to see what you was about, what you do, what's the
Yeah,
workouts
yeah,
looking like. And I saw how you even said it's not only about the actual number of, the weight that you lost. It also
yeah.
attests to, helping with anxiety and depression and those types of things mentally, as well as physically. And I think that, it's important for people to know those types of things, because
Mhm.
physical fitness, I think people look at it as like, I just want to drop this weight, I just want the summer body. But it's the
Yeah.
consistency that really then you see a deeper change. Then you don't realize why, man, I'm a little bit more happier today. I'm a little bit more
Yeah.
positive, I got a little bit more energy. So like, what does your regimen look like to keep you in a good state of mind, and with working out? How does that go for you? What does that look like?
Oh yeah, for me, my specific routine is at least 4 to 5 times a week. And it's now become a ritual for me because again, like you said, the benefits mentally and spiritually that it has, right?
Mm,
Because your body releases dopamine,
mm,
like it's that sense of that feel good hormone, right? That natural high. And this is at its peak when you're working out, when you're into a routine. And that's why sometimes you have the routine, like I feel good, right? And then that continuous feeling, you kind of get addicted to that high,
Yeah.
right?
mm,
That natural high, like, and like everyone has their own vice. For me, my vice is really um working out because I love the way I feel afterwards. I love the way how it
yep.
transitions to my spiritual life, right?
Yeah.
It allows me to have a closer connection with God.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you're more
Yep.
productive, and when you're more productive, you're more uh, uh, cater towards your goals and being
Mm-hmm.
results. So it's like a never-ending cycle. So for me, my thing is 4 to 5 times a week. I'm getting in. I make myself a priority. I make my routine a priority because I know it's not just to look good. It's to feel good at the end of the day. And have that avenue of energy transpire into other avenues of my life. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No.
I
Yeah.
love that you said, making myself a priority. I don't think people realize
Yeah.
that just something as simple as getting up and doing a workout is making yourself a priority. And
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
baby steps. We ain't trying to, because you shooting
Yeah.
in the gym 4 to 5 times. Okay.
Yeah, it's baby
We
steps.
all would love to
And,
be there.
yeah, yeah. And that's the thing I want to chime on as well, right? None of this is going to happen overnight. It's about,
No.
again, taking that first step. And if you look at like babies, right? Most people should find babies adorable. and and like, when a baby begins its journey of life, they start off from crawling. They
Mm-hmm.
can't stand on their own too. They start crawling to their destination, and then eventually they get up and they fall down, but they
Mm-hmm.
never really stop trying. An innocent child never stops trying to get up on their own 2 feet,
Yeah.
and eventually they begin to walk. And after they walk, they begin to run. And after they run, they begin to jump. But it goes
Mm-hmm.
to show you the evolution of their steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have to apply that same principle to ourselves, and have that patience again with ourselves to say, you know what, maybe I won't lose 50 pounds in a month, right? But if I take this initiative, maybe I'll lose 2 pounds a week or something like that, right? And
Yeah.
you make those small increments.
Yeah. No. Did you want
What
to
you
ask a follow
ask me?
up?
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was actually gonna take this and turn it to the more of the personal, because the Ashley and I, well, I'll give Ashley credit. Ashley, when she was in New York, it could be snowing. This girl would be at the gym doing burpees, and all of us hate burpees. But I would definitely, like, we're both about that fitness lifestyle. We definitely have some questions for you, but I do want to
Yeah.
kind of promote Zahai, and kind of even talk about my experience and my journey with even working with him as a trainer. And should I call you trainer or coach? Which one do you prefer? Because I know some people
Yeah, yeah,
have,
yeah.
yeah,
Uh, I would say coach. The reason why I'm not just training you to
I like
be
that.
fit. I want to coach you on why this is beneficial towards you. Coach you on how to do proper things that's going to benefit your life. So yeah, I like the word coach.
Exactly. And I'm glad you chose that answer because it kind of fits with what I want to say now. I find in my experience with working with you, I definitely noticed that it was more of a supportive role. And we also work together in a virtual space, which has always, I feel like that's what's happening now. And to kind of encourage others that's listening to this podcast, that if you are not finding, like, if it's hard for you right now to work out, seek coaches, seek trainers, seek either a training group or a fitness group. But one thing that helped me, it helped motivate me to work out at that time. And I'm going to be honest, I stopped working out after a little bit after we started with we stopped with our one-on-one training But
Yeah.
God be the glory. I'm back in the gym. I started again last week.
Praise
And
God.
Nice.
I'm gonna tell you though, it took me a week to like finally walk up the stairs properly because the gym life is not for the weak, or let me not say it's hard. But
Yeah.
the one question I want to ask you though is how do you encourage your clients in the virtual space? Because I know like from going, if you could talk about like going from in person to virtual, like I want to hear that story because I know you probably have some clients that
Yeah.
was like, I need to stay in touch. I can't let you go. So how does that work?
Yeah. Um, well, before I begin that, shout out to you for again making those baby steps, right? You know,
Yes.
you fell, but you picked it right back up.
Felt hard.
Yeah. Prior to the pandemic, virtual really wasn't a big thing in the fitness industry. It wasn't like popular as it is now. It was always that face-to-face action. I still, again, personally love that face-to-face action because it gives you can feel that authentic energy, right? You can't really feel that virtually. So with clients that I'm working with, and some people moved away, some people are kind of intimidated right now by the gym, so they kind of felt like they were forced to go to virtual world. And the transformation between the two is different, but I personally like to keep people accountable, right? And on my end, that's me checking up on you, just like I did you, Ty, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, how you feeling this week? How's the program going? What's changed? You know, and just giving people that encouragement, like, hey, like even though I'm not there physically, I'm here with you throughout the journey. And I think that's the relationship that coaches or trainers and their clients need to have, is that it's not just a self journey with the clients. Like, hey, I'm helping you along this way. Like we're doing this together. It's not just a you thing, it's a us thing.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the most important thing, is to make it an us thing, because everyone is not gonna at first have that self motivation. Right. It's kind of like holding up a candle, right? And you're walking through the light, and this person candle isn't lit, right? I can give a little bit of my my candle flame, and light your candle flame, and now we're kind of both still like traveling this journey of darkness together. So I notice again that accountability, checking in with clients helps a lot, and being patient with them as well. It's sometimes my goal with my clients is we're going to do at least 3 sets, and some days where that client may not really have 3 sets, and I'm reading their body language and saying, what, this person doesn't have it today, so let's stick to 2 sets today, right? And then next time we see each other, we're going to try to do a little bit more. And that's me having patience with them, because I understand how it feels to be in that position. Does that answer your question?
No, that definitely answers my question. And that definitely answers my question. Thank you.
And I was just saying too, like going back to you talking about the baby steps, I would love to even know like a tip that you would tell someone who, I can assume that even for you, not only just as a trainer, but in your personal workout life now, it's different, right? Like you were going to the gym more. I don't know if you are now. I know different states, it's like things are real lockdown, or like Miami, it's like, so I don't know. So what would you tell someone who is trying to work out? They are trying to be diligent, especially with, I know we talked about fitness in general is just a big journey that you should have, but summer's coming, and people that COVID-19 weight, that it's like that freshman 15, like them 19 pounds is there. Okay. So what should they do on a even slow, steady wins the race, step by step? What would you encourage them to do in their days to kind of get there?
Great question. Great question. First and foremost, you are what you eat. Start with your H2O, right? Start there. That's the number one priority. And the thing is, right? Some people think I was having this conversation recently. The average person, when they say they want to lose weight, doesn't really mean they want to lose weight. What they're trying to explain is that they want to drop body fat, right? And the thing is, body fat is either gained or lost by being in a caloric deficit or surplus. And what that means is, right, a caloric deficit, you want to consume less calories than you burn to lose weight. That's literally the general equation of weight loss. And the thing is, when you want to gain weight, some people want to gain weight, you need to be in a caloric surplus, right?
Okay.
That's how you naturally gain weight. That's the equation. The problem is that many of us are in a caloric surplus all the times because of what you choose to eat, whether it's like, your comfort foods, your snacks, some people are big on alcohol and all that stuff. That all adds up to your caloric. yeah,
No,
that all
I mean,
adds up.
for people who don't hear us, they see our faces, they know why. But that's why,
Yeah.
honestly, coming in, talking with you, it might have sounded so random in the beginning, but just knowing we were talking about fitness, knowing we were talking about healthy lifestyle, that's why when we did
Yeah.
our key session in the beginning, I said a fasting, because the fasting is not even necessarily about alcohol in itself. It's
Yeah.
because of, the sugar,
Yep.
that, like sometimes
Yeah.
detox and
Yep.
let those things go in order to rebuild in your body. So what you're saying is like so important and clearly a confirmation for me.
yeah.
No
So
shade.
because many of our favorite things, right, again, is high fructose corn syrup, saturated fats and all that stuff, trans fat, and all that stuff,
No.
meaning things that's not really assisting our bodies naturally. These are
Mm-hmm.
like man-made foods that we overconsume. Now, not everyone loves their favorite things to have, but everything should be introduced in moderation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And I think the biggest trick that I apply to myself is not necessarily getting rid of my comfort foods. It's replacing them, right? So it's
Mm.
kind of like you don't just get rid of bad habits, you have to replace bad habits with good habits, right? So instead of having, like, I love freaking Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream.
Mm.
That's my
Yes.
joint, right? To be 100% blunt with you, I had it like a few days ago, right? Because that was my part of my cheat meal. But the way I implemented it, right, before I had that, I did my workout for the day. So
Okay.
I feel even better with myself because I know I put the work in, so I
Mm-hmm.
have my little cheat meal and I'm going to the next day, I'm going to continue to put the work in so I can live with that. But to get back on topic, it's about replacing your bad habits with your good habits. So if you like, one of my clients, she loves gummy bears, right? And I encourage her, like, if you need that necessary sweet, and the fact that gummy bears are kind of so small that you can have like more
Yeah.
than one,
Yes.
I encourage her to replace it with grapes,
Ooh, that's a good
right?
one.
Yep. That's a
So
good
so
one.
so now so now she still has that kind of similar uh idea
Uh,
of small increments and stuff, but now she's eating something that's more nutritionist for her,
yeah.
Mm.
nutritional for her, and it still is satisfying that sweet taste, right? So that's why I would start saying people, encouraging people to replace bad habits with good habits, starting with water,
Mm-hmm.
and also being mindful what works for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In regards to living an overall healthy lifestyle.
I love it. And I just love all of this.
All
Like,
right.
oh wait, once. Go ahead, Ty. You have something to
Yes.
say?
Before we wrap up, can we have Sahai like promote himself, promote what he's, what services you provide? Just give us all that tea so
Yeah,
you know people would know.
definitely. So Zaha Swanson, you can follow me on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. That's ZIEHI dot Swanson, SWANSON. Hit me up for consultations of program designs, personal training, um, and more, things of that nature. So, like, let's help you become the best version of yourself.
Love that.
And let's
Perfect.
also help you get out your own way. I know how it feels to be in our own
Yes.
way and procrastinate on things. You are your biggest investment. And like, if you're
So
not at the
true.
tip top shape you can be in, then how can we truly help others?
Yes.
Dropping gems.
I know. I was like, dang, he got me like all hype because he's really said everything he said today just goes back into the investment of yourself. It's not about the just looking good. Like I keep saying it because I think people get just so caught up sometimes in the numbers and the pounds and the okay, that's not how I should eat. But it's really about the longevity of just how you feel, what you're doing for yourself, how you're pouring into yourself. Like all of that is so important and essential for us to even do the rest. You know, you want to get the success, the money, the this, the that. Like you got to pour into yourself first in so many deeper ways in order to get. So I just love your energy and where you're coming from for it because it's all about like that self-care for real.
I agree.
Thank you so much.
Love it.
Thank you. So
All right.
Ashley, you want to wrap up?
Yeah, girl. So I just want to thank everybody again for listening. Like we said, we have started now on YouTube, so you can see our faces as well as on, you know, your streaming services for podcasts. We thank you again, Zaha. Am I saying it right? Zaha.
Zaha.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
know, your girl ain't got the accent, so I was like, Ty, wait, I want to make sure I say it right. So we appreciate you so much for being here. I just got full just even listening to you, like I said. And I'm encouraging y'all, go ahead, hit him up. We're going to have the information on our Instagram as well as below on all of the podcasts and on YouTube. So you will be able to connect with him. And yeah, Ty, you want to close us out?
And hold on, I was gonna say because we're gonna work on getting back to social. I'm saying this on the podcast so that you know it holds Ashley and I accountable. But I might drop a video of Zahai training me. I looked crazy, but a video may be dropped.
That's good.
That's good accountability.
Give us an insight, girl.
Right.
If I can also include one thing, I just want to thank you, ladies, for your time, and I would like to offer you your own 1-month training programs individually. So whenever you're ready to redeem, let's talk about it. Let's set it up, and let's go from there.
Oh, he done put the blessing in my life.
And listen, guys. And I know Ashley. Let me not put Ashley on the spot, but Ashley got a gym. She got a gym, and we both need to be like, honestly, a plan makes it better. But guys, I'm telling you, hit him up. You know, get those plans or consultations in place. Get fit. But I'm gonna wrap this podcast up. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. You can follow us at Series of Conversations. You can follow me at Taikem, Taikem.
And before I close, tell us one more time where they can follow you as well as where they can connect with you.
Definitely. IG, Twitter, Instagram, Zaha Swanson. ZIEHI Swanson. SWANSON. Let's connect. Let's talk. Let's chat.
Perfect. And then obviously, you know, you guys can follow me, Ashley Michelle Miller, and then always follow Koi3 at KOI_THREE. And this is Series of Conversations.